Jordn.
The Raw locker room is in shambles right now. I'd say a cool 70 to 80% of that locker room are grade A crash outs right now. What is going on? So I've been looking back at the previous episodes this year, and I feel like it's safe to say the crash outs truly begun once Drew McIntyre begun his feud with CM Punk. So CM Punk gets injured in the Royal Rumble, right? And he's out at Raw announcing his injury. He's out of WrestleMania 40. Everyone was thinking it's going to be Seth Rollins versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship, right? He got injured. Those plans are to the wayside, right? So we think it's just going to be your typical announcement, you know, I'll be back better than ever. One of those promos, right? Drew McIntyre comes to the ring, tells Punk, I prayed for this and it happened. Praying on my guy's downfall is crazy. What did CM Punk do to you at this time, man? Man just returned to WWE, like, he has not had an interaction with you yet. You ain't seen him in like a decade, like, chill on my guy. Drew McIntyre, you know, throughout the feud, he brings up some valid points. But I'm like, bro, like, at least let him have this, you know? So in this storyline, they're basically putting the blame on Drew McIntyre, right? Drew McIntyre could not care less. He doesn't give a damn. He doubles down on it and injures CM Punk some more. He attacks him, stomps on his arm, rendering CM Punk out for months. Now Drew McIntyre right now, he is on a generational run, and it all started from this moment right here. He'd go on to become the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, coming up against Seth Rollins at that year's WrestleMania, and would eventually become the new World Heavyweight Champion. But that's not enough for him. He taunts CM Punk, who was on commentary, crotch chopping him right in front of his face, like pure disrespect, utter disrespect. CM Punk has his own crash out moment, assaults Drew McIntyre, assaults him with the arm brace, and then comes out Damian Priest, cashes in his Money in the Bank contract, and becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion. This was the beginning of the end for Drew McIntyre as we knew it. From this point onwards, Drew McIntyre is set out to destroy CM Punk. The two have been crashing out on each other for months now. One moment it's CM Punk costing him a #1 contenders match. Next minute, he's costing him the World Heavyweight title rematch he had. At any point he can is making Drew McIntyre's life a living hell. He's just begging for him to crash out at this point. They get into a feud for SummerSlam. Drew McIntyre picks up the first win. They go on to have a second match at Bash at Billion. CM Punk picks up the win in that match. And then, a couple nights later, Drew McIntyre proceeds to put a beat down on CM Punk again. You know, Claymore after Claymore after Claymore, beating him down. Grabs the bracelet that CM Punk holds so dear to his heart. Rips that shit. Stuffs the beads into CM Punk's mouth and claymores him again. And you think it's over. We go to commercial break. CM Punk is being stretchered out of the building, being brought to the ambulance. Now Drew McIntyre comes back, he spins the block on him, trying to gouge his eyes out. Drew McIntyre has had enough. He is crashing out. Crazy work from him, man, crazy. People are gonna remember this 2024 Drew McIntyre run for years to come. This moment specifically reminds me of when Triple H turned heel on Ric Flair in 2005. Beating his ass through commercial break is crazy. He's a certified Hall of Famer after this run. If he wasn't before, he is now. Also earlier on in this year, we had the feud between Cody Rhodes and the Bloodline. Now in this specific instance, I'm going to be talking about the feud between Cody Rhodes and The Rock. So at the WrestleMania 40 kickoff, right? It looks like they're going to be announcing Roman Reigns will be fighting The Rock. Cody Rhodes, that year's Royal Rumble winner, comes out and he says, nope, it's my time, you know, it's my time. The fans are all getting behind Cody Rhodes. This is Cody Rhodes' moment. The Rock, just upon hearing this, he ain't messing with this. This moment right here, is when The Rock officially turned heel. After hearing Cody Rhodes disrespect High Chief Peter Maivia, The Rock slaps the shit out of Cody Rhodes. And he's had enough at this point. So each week he's trying to make Cody Rhodes' life a living hell. And I remember specifically on one of the last Raws leading up to the WrestleMania tag team match, The Rock puts a beat down on Cody Rhodes. Bloodies up Cody Rhodes backstage. Cody Rhodes is bleeding all over the place. It's raining. The Rock, really in his final boss era, is putting a beat down on him. And after this, I feel like the Raw locker room watching backstage decided to take some notes. Because after WrestleMania 40, it seems like everyone's trying to crash out now. We got superstars crashing out left and right now. Starting with Ludwig. Guys, turning on Giovanni Vinci. He beat his ass after a tag team match, puts his head on the steps, does a full victory lap around the ring, and double foots him right into the steps. Giovanni Vinci was out for months after that. I'm not gonna lie, Ludwig Kaiser, he gives me like young Randy Orton vibes or something. Like, this dude, this isn't the first time he's done this. He's done this to, I'm pretty sure he did this to Kofi Kingston or something. Just crashing out. Then we got Io Sky after losing her championship at WrestleMania, just chucking shit everywhere. Every time Damage Control pick up a loss, just crashing out, breaking tables backstage, breaking lamps. Then we got the Pure Fusion Collective, breaking people's arms and legs backstage. We've got Pete Dunne continuing to attack Sheamus week after week with the Shillelagh. Liv Morgan injuring Rhea Ripley, taking her out for months. The Wyatt Six committing a attempted murder backstage on Chad Gable. What is going on? Everyone's trying to crash out. Even Otis was fighting those urges. Hell, even Damian Priest for a while, didn't he have I'm pretty sure he had a whole gimmick that was literally just him crashing out after matches. Like, what is going on? Now this one is a justified crash out, but a crash out nonetheless. Xavier Woods. My boy has been tweaking. It sucks that it's come down to this, but you know, when is enough enough? I sympathize with Xavier Woods here, you know what I mean? We'll see where this storyline is going with Xavier Woods, but again, another crash out. Justified, but a crash out nonetheless. Speaking of crashing out, Bron Breakker debuts on Raw, terrorizes the locker room. Simple as that. Every week, he is trying to catch a body. Every week. And where did it stem from? Oh, because Adam Pearce did not put him in the King of the Ring tournament. After that, Bron Breakker said, screw it. Your locker room is no more. He went on a whole month streak where he was just injuring people left to right. I don't even remember the first guy he put on a stretcher, but this guy, he did him dirty. I think he did him the worst out of almost all of his victims. Like, this dude, he speared the hell out of him, beat him up after the match, and dropped steps on his head. Like, that's nuts in itself. Then a week later, he's trying to kill the rest. Adam Pearce, man, like, control your locker room a little bit, or hire some help. Where's APA when you need him? Where's J&J Security when you need him? You know? Where's Hurricane when you need him? I think he went on a whole month streak where after the match, he would do like a lap around the ring, just like Ludwig Kaiser, hitting him with a spear, just crushing people's ribs every week. And I think the most memorable crash out moment he had was after a match, spears Ilya Dragunov backstage and gets into a brawl with Ricochet. They get into a brawl into the outside arena, and then man lawn dance Ricochet into a production truck, then proceeds to carry Ricochet and power slam him through a windshield. This dude is a crash out personified. But is he number one? My number one crash out of the year might have to be Bronson Reed. Man told Adam Pearce he's had enough of this. He's not getting the respect that he deserves. And he's gonna make opportunities of his own. So what does he do? How does he make a name for himself? Man hits 6 tsunamis back to back onto Seth Rollins, rendering him no more. He's out of the picture. You think he's done there? Nah, next week he has a match with The Miz. Tries to do the same thing. And then who catches a stray? Who catches a stray? I'm gonna give you one guess. R-Truth. Did you expect that name? No, I didn't either. I even made an edit for this dude Bronson Reed. Like the week before that happened, I was like, you know, this dude Bronson Reed, he's cooking. I'm like, you know, this is my guy right here. He could be a future go. And then he's gonna go around attacking R-Truth like this. Like for what? Like what you trying to prove here? Obviously he's trying to prove more because that the next week goes to do the same thing. Man is crashing out week after week. Then he runs in to Braun Strowman. You think Braun Strowman's gonna stop Bronson Reed? Nah. Braun Strowman had his time to crash out. That was in like what? 2016, 2017. We in 2024 now. This is Bronson Reed's time. Tsunami through a car. I'm talking different levels of crash out here. That's a literal crash out right there. Raw's been cooking up some banger feuds, I'm not gonna lie, some banger mid-card feuds. That last man standing match between Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman with the return of Seth Rollins at the end. If they still made WWE best of DVDs, this would be on there, man. It'd have to be. What a match. If I have to put these people on a podium, I'd say my top 3 crash outs of the year: Braun Breaker, Drew McIntyre, and Bronson Reed. Gold, silver, bronze, feel free to put it in whatever order you want, but that's my top 3, man. Like, after witnessing all these crash outs, I feel like I'm gonna crash out, you know what I mean? Adam Pearce, sort out your locker room, man. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. You know, this needed to be addressed. We need a caped crusader for that locker room. The crash outs have got to stop. I can't go through 1 week of watching Raw without witnessing a crash out from somebody. Nobody is safe. What sort of work, health, and safety protocols does this locker room have in place? Seriously, man. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, ci vediamo.